Hi everyone, Justin Banon here, founder at Boson and Fermion Protocols, and I'm really excited to have with us today Bruno Ahualli, who used to be, our original marketing director at Boson back in 2021 for the first year. Bruno did an amazing job with the initial marketing for Boson, supported us to raise $36 million, and we've now got Bruno back to lead a marketing transformation across Boson and Fermion. So we're going to talk to you about that today. Bruno, welcome.
Thanks, Justin. Great to be here today.
Excellent. So let's start with a little bit of sort of historical sort of context. Can you sort of tell us about, your previous role with Boson and your sort of decision to return and what you're doing for us here now?
Yeah, of course. So it was August 2020 when we started conversations. I had the opportunity to be one of the first angels coming into the round, on the pre-seed round. And we started having conversations around marketing, where I initially supported you guys as a marketing advisor. At the time, the team was about 5 people. And yeah, from that humble beginnings, it was just amazing to witness the team growing super fast. And I think when I left, just post the public sale, it was a 35 people organization. So it was an amazing thing to see and be a part of. So basically, at that time, Justin, as you recall, I think that the foundation for what I consider to be the most important thing for marketing was already done. You guys had crafted a very comprehensive white paper. So for me, both as an investor and as a marketing person, I was basically standing on the shoulders of giants, right? I think that we had a great basis there, but I think that the critical point here and the major difference between now and then is that at that point, it was a great, well-articulated idea on paper. And now coming back to the team, what I can see is a product complete protocol and lots of great partnerships already established. And now with the momentum of the market, and the narrative of real world assets going ballistic, we basically have the opportunity to reposition Boson and Fermion as the category leaders that both projects deserve to be.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. And as we've discussed on a number of occasions, the focus shifted to very much, and particularly in the bear market, to just building the protocol and the products that we knew customers would want and demand once the bull market came back. So that has very much been that priority, sort of technology and product development. That's now done, and our number one focus is now on adoption and go to market. And so it's just a perfect time to get you and your team back, Bruno, to sort of lead this marketing transformation and give us a really big boost as we sort of reinvent what Boson and now Fermion means for this new bull market, and in particular helping people understand how the combination of Boson and Fermion is very additive to each other and basically gives a pair of protocols that work together synergistically to enable the tokenization and trade of any physical real world asset. So we're really looking to lay that foundation of the decentralized infrastructure for physical assets and take that to market in a big way. So I mean, let's talk a little bit about perhaps where do you think we are with sort of real world tokenization and its role, I guess, in this next market, and how do you feel we're positioned with Boson and Fermion?
Sure. So I think that the stars of the current bull run, of course, in addition to Bitcoin, would be RWAs, crypto AI, and memes, right? And I think that both crypto AI and RWAs are at major crossroads, because as both tokenization and AI get adopted, we need to make some very serious decisions as a society in terms of how we intend these assets to come on chain, and who's going to be able to govern them, and decide how value accrues, and who gets a share of that value, right?
Mhm.
So I think we're in a crucial moment where we need to be slightly idealistic, of course, while staying pragmatic, but being careful with our design choices. And one thing that truly excited me then, and continues to make me bullish on Boson, is that and Fermion, is that I believe that the design choice has to be a decentralized one, minimally extractive, with better controls for the people. So because of the market momentum, and because these choices have to be made now, I think we're in a very important moment for RWAs in general, and for Boson and Fermion as projects.
Absolutely. Okay, let's move on a bit to the kind of marketing transformation that you're sort of leading. I mean, my aim as a founder and sort of leading the organization is always to hire people that are better than me at the roles that they do, and that challenge me and the organization to be the best version that we can be. And that's why I'm so excited to have you sort of back at the helm, leading us at this critical point. And we say it time and again, but we really have never had a complete product and a vibrant market. I mean, we've had one or the other. The last sort of year or so, we've had a complete product and a down market. Prior to that, we had huge demand and didn't have the ability to service it. So it's really exciting to be at that sort of juncture now. But talk us through, I guess, the opportunity, the transformation that you're leading, the things that you're doing, and I guess how it's going, and what the objectives are.
Yeah, sure. So I think it's actually three elements, right, that need to combine. So the team, the market, and the product momentum. And I think that we officially have a great overlap of these three elements now. So in terms of the team, I think we have a great internal team. Everyone is capable and well trained at this point. We have spent a good amount of time strategizing and articulating both narratives of the projects, reviewing the touch points, the major campaigns and milestones that we intend to achieve, both on the technology and product spheres, but also in terms of marketing and campaigns. So I think that big picture thinking for the next 6 to 12 months is really well established now, and that's the beginning. Now the point that we are now is that I think we also have clarity over the thought leadership strategies that we have. We have clarity over the operational standards that we have as a team. Great clarity over an 8-week plan, and also the sprints that we're currently engaging with on a 2-week by 2-week basis. So basically, what I think we have established now as a team is putting the right people to do the job, establishing the right frameworks and timelines for both having a zoomed out view of the entire organization's trajectory, but also marketing. And also we have now clarity over the things that we need to do immediately and in what sequence. So more pragmatically, what that means is that I think we're going to be able to produce a lot more thought leadership pieces. We're going to be able to establish, announce, and cross-promote partnerships with ecosystem players that are synergistic to Boson and Fermion. And I also think we have what it takes to be able to grow and ignite the community. As you know, we have some interesting plans across open innovation as well that I'm very excited about. And I believe that it's going to be very important for us as protocols to be able to empower and incentivize builders to come with their ideas and basically, you know, enjoy the protocol that we have built and build on top of that. So articulating all of these things is what I think we're capable of now. And yeah, it's a pleasure to be back.
Yeah, and it's great to have you back. I think, you know, from my perspective, there's two you know, key things apart from just, you know, the basic kind of core competence of marketing, is bringing back the visionary thought leadership and the huge scale of you know, this kind of civilization scale ambition of Boson and now also kind of Fermion, and bringing that sort of to the fore to sort of establish our pedigree is, I think, you know, one big thing. But then the other is, you know, we're at a very different place now than where we were initially with Boson. And, you know, the work that you're doing to understand the customers and be able to construct really compelling value propositions that are simple for them, enough for them to understand, and sort of accessible that they can just say yes to. I mean, we are already seeing the sort of fruits of that with the work that we're doing to onboard some of these major partners. And, you know, the approach that you have of then getting really intimate with those customers, those first movers, so you get inside their head so that we can then create the propositions to scale those to like the fast followers. And that sort of psychological element of really understanding the customer and using that to inform the marketing, I think is a real sort of step change from perhaps our, you know, our sort of approach six months ago. Can you sort of talk to that a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that the major challenge that every Web3 project has is, you know, that dichotomy between being focused on immediate traction while also presenting a compelling vision of the future, right? And sometimes projects stay too focused on the immediate traction. Other times they stay too much within their own heads, thinking about the future without necessarily providing value immediately. So I think that the magic there is to be able to craft a value proposition and a purpose for the company that, you know, both yields immediate traction and paints a compelling vision of the future. And that's what we're trying to do here right now, right? Getting the partners that we're speaking with to understand the whys. So why we're building this, why this is important, why centralization might be a risk, why extraction might be another. And at the same time, staying pragmatic, understanding the business needs, understanding the individual needs of users, and then trying to translate that not just in marketing but also in how we do everything, right? It's really a holistic way of thinking and thinking about product and the technical roadmap and so on. So yeah, we have been excited with the conversations we're having with partners. I think it's clear now that, you know, although everyone loves to have a beautiful view of the future, everybody also has their own OKRs. And if we as a protocol are able to help them see through solutions that can actually impact their business in the short term as well. That's when you get them to actually, you know, pull the trigger quickly and then get on with the partnership.
Brilliant. So, I mean, Bruno, perhaps you can touch on your, you know, sort of coming back as you have. How do you see this kind of concept of boson and fermion and this sort of super system concept?
I think it's impossible almost not to act on the high value market once you see it, right? And once you start understanding the relationship between one protocol with the other. When you look into RWAs, and I feel like I'm preaching to the choir here, but you see that there are three major asset types, right? So you have the commercial physical assets, you have the high value physical assets, which comprise of luxury items, real estate, and commodities. And then finally, you have digitally native RWAs, which are more like the financial assets that we're basically bringing on chain, right? So by focusing only on the physical side of things, I think it provides a great amount of clarity to boson and fermion. But if boson ignores the high value aspect, then it's basically creating, in my mind, an opportunity for others to come in and build on that. So given that you guys have been so focused on building the decentralized infrastructure for physical assets to be traded, it wouldn't make sense to ignore the high value portion of it. And it would also not make sense to try to squeeze in the features and design requirements that would be needed for boson, for example, to be able to deal with high value items, because, you know, it's just different animals. So I think that when we're working on this as a super system, we're providing the market with one avenue to do the decentralized tokenization, fractionalization, and exchange of every type of physical item in a way that is also fit for purpose. And one thing that I actually also enjoy a lot about this approach is that fermion's success necessarily has to mean success for boson, because as the underlying tokenization layer, as fermion succeeds, you're just going to have more activity within boson protocol itself. So yeah, I think it's the right move for the project and also for the community.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think this is one of the areas that we've discussed that, you know, was a big opportunity for us to do a lot better at, in terms of this additive nature of having boson plus fermion as these synergistic protocols that work with and reinforce each other, separate networks, separate tokens, separate technology, but overlapping communities and integrated sort of technology, and how that gives us an opportunity to be much bigger and to sort of fill this physical real world asset layer to become this de facto you know, kind of set of technologies for enabling that. So I mean, it's another super exciting area that you know, I love working with you on. Okay, so to close then, talk to us about what you see is the opportunity ahead for boson and fermion.
Yeah, so as most of us know, RWAs right now are not a small area of digital assets, right? We have literally the largest players in centralized finance looking at this as a gigantic opportunity. And as I said previously, I think that right now we're at the crossroads of defining the standards and the design principles that will govern such opportunities. So while I do think that the ETFs and things that have been created and pushed by the big CFI companies is critical for the market. I do think that it's important to provide builders and companies with a decentralized alternative, and it will of course remain to be seen if these differentiation factors will be as important to everyone as it is to us. But I do believe that it's important to have a serious player that has the expertise to build a general purpose protocol that can truly provide builders with the best possible alternative. So I think that RWAs in general are going to possibly be the largest asset class inside of digital assets, and it's just critical that people can align to the set of values that are more important to them.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree more. Brilliant. Well, Bruno, thanks for your time today. I know that our community is going to be absolutely thrilled to have you back and to have some insight into this huge sort of transformation that we're doing in terms of marketing. I mean, marketing, adoption, and go-to-market are our absolute core focus of the organization right now. And I can think of no one better to be leading that for Boson and Fermion than you. So thank you, and let's go to it.
Thanks, Justin. It's a pleasure, and happy 100K.